Hello and welcome to another episode of me painting again. Oh yeah, we're painting again and we've got a few colours. Got some yellow ochre, alizarin crimson, this is Mars black. I might use a bit of brown actually. Don't know why I didn't put any of my favourite brown out. Bit of brown out. There we go. Just so you know, I'm using Galleria acrylics at the moment. So I've got some Mars black, yellow ochre, alizarin crimson, titanium white, ultramarine blue, and burnt umber. So not many colours really. You could probably do without that one. It's just the foreground is dark. And it's the sky, and I really like the sky actually. I like painting skies. So I'm thinking, what do I start at the top of the sky, the bottom of the sky? Tricky. Might do the top. So when I was out painting a lot, plein air painting, I try to do plein air painting every week actually. Try to. I noticed when it was the sunset, the sky was very blue at the top. Of course, that is mostly. Because a lot of skies are different, aren't they? I don't want to say that everything's the same because it isn't. The skies are different, but a lot of the time you'd get this nice blue at the top and then it would get paler. So I'm quite quickly getting this paint on because then I can blend it. See? The speed of putting the paint on does help. And then as it comes down, I want a little bit of the yellow ochre in with my colour. It goes into this sort of colour. Sort of a yellowy. See, the good thing about the yellow ochre and the blue is it doesn't go green. And I don't want a green sky. That blends together alright, not too bad. And then further down, have more of an orange, so some yellow and red, bit of white in it maybe, see if we can get it. I want a bit more of that blue, yellow and white here, especially there because I want to cover that up. Use my finger just to mist that up a bit. bit more of that strong orangey colour at the bottom. Yellow ochre and crimson. Take that to about there. Something like that. Just to make us more aware of the colour, I might as well put my dark in now. This gives us more awareness of everything, really. The more you've got on the canvas, or the paper, like I'm using. It's funny, I always call it canvas, even though when I'm not using canvas, it's canvas. This is like a card. I'm using a scrapbook. I like painting in the scrapbook, actually. Acrylics in a scrapbook. Works pretty nice, really. Good practice. I'm always looking for ways to practice, and this has been a really good way. I've enjoyed it. I used to be scared of acrylics. Because when I first started painting, when I very first started, I started with acrylics, and I just couldn't do it, so I gave up. And then I came back and wanted another go. I still couldn't do it. I gave up again, and then I started doing the oils, and I started having a bit more fun with that. And then I've come back to using acrylics again as another medium that I can use, because I like to use them all. Just using my atomizer to keep my paint wet. Good idea to keep your paint wet. Just move my camera a little bit. So as this is drying, it just helps me having a dark, because then I can see what I'm doing. So we can go back to this brush. I did a little review video on this brush. I'm trying to do my channel a bit more, give a bit more information on stuff. Try different types of videos. Just having fun, really. So I'm going to make some sky colour. I'm going to do the dark part of the cloud first, which is more of a blue, brown, a bit of red maybe. A bit more blue, I think. More the brown. It's probably like that, actually. A nice cool grey. And I'll block in the shape of the cloud. I really like the cloud, actually. This is why I wanted to paint it. Because of the cloud shapes. The thing about clouds is they're so different. I use my finger as well to soften the cloud or shape it, mix it up a little bit. Becomes like my blender brush, really. It's that one brush that you don't have to pay for. Got to utilise the free brushes. I mean, you can use these soft blender brushes as well. You can use that. You don't have to use your finger. Not everyone likes using the finger on the paint. You can use the soft blenders. There's a nice shape here. It sort of goes like this, rounded like that. So I'm going to try and keep that, breaks it a little bit there, and then there's a bit there. To create that look of distance, you do your fine shapes that come in like this. This sort of goes like this, and then it gets smaller like that, and then it gets bigger. There's quite a mass there, and then there's a bigger mass of dark here. But it gets smaller, and you create that shape of the smaller clouds in the distance like these, and then it gets bigger as it comes closer to you, and then you've got clouds above you. But if you're making a landscape up, that's what you tend to want to think about, having it bigger above you and then smaller, 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 smaller. You can always use a smaller brush as well as a way of creating that effect. Smaller strokes further away. Just trick the brain a little bit. And the clouds now, as I say, it's drying a bit. I want some highlight colour, something like a pink, more of a pink, pinky white, pinker. Let me try that. That's not bad actually. Maybe it's too pink. I don't know. I'll try it anyway. I quite like it. Again, I'm going to use my bit more red in it, I think. I'm going to use my finger to manipulate it a bit. Soften it a bit. So you can just smudge the bits that you wanna, where it connects, and you can leave the rest. So there's two ways that I do it when I'm blending it. One way would be to just touch my finger, just to touch it, and then the other way would be saying like this, is to do little circles. Going for a bit stronger colour down here. And there's a few like floaty clouds. And soften them up. Soften them and then paint bits in again. bit lighter. Yeah, that's quite nice. So I'm doing another layer of colour. This is a bit brighter. And then putting that on the end of the cloud. I'm just using the corner of the brush mostly. Just picking out them areas that need a little bit more. Try and get them swirly bits. Because if you wanted to, you could create a sun somewhere. It was obviously over this area, so the light's going that way a little bit on the clouds, so I can't really fake it. I mean, you could if you wanted. You can do anything really, anything that you wanted to change. I kind of like the idea of a bit more colour there, where in reality there wasn't any. So you can do whatever you like. It's your painting, isn't it? You can start adding a bit more red in places like I am. You get some clouds that are pick up most light. Something like that. Leave that to dry, and then I'll use a smaller brush. This is a number 2. And I'll get some of the dark. Just picking up some of this Mars black that I put on my plate. This is just a plate. A lot of the painters of the past used to use ceramics because they're easy to clean, aren't they? They try and sell us plastic palettes. But I prefer these actually. Got some leaves here. It goes all the way up to there. Few leaves. Got a liner brush. Using it's a number 4 rigger actually, this one. Just want these. There's a thinner branch that goes whoops. Another one that goes there. bit that goes here. So got little things on them. Something's growing down there. But that is about it. That's a fun little sky. And, well, actually, when I'm looking at it, I could add a bit more on the back of the cloud layer there. So it goes like that. And if I'm going to be very specific, I can break the cloud up a little bit in places. I think that'll do. That's a nice little sky painting that you could do. You could do this one, no problem. Maybe no idea. There we go. Maybe there's two. Just to give you the view of, sometimes I do this as well. If I'm doing a sky and I want it to be able to see it a bit better, sometimes I'll do this around it. Mainly sort of framing it, really. And then you've got a sky painting idea. Maybe you want to use it for a bigger painting. Maybe this is the painting. You just wanted to practice. Like I like to practice lots. Do lots of little different paintings of skies and all sorts, really. So there we go. So thanks very much for watching this one, and I'll see you at another one. Cheers, bye.